welcome to this tutorial. I'm Robin from DxO, and today I want to introduce you to the viewpoint technology in the Nik Collection 7. Viewpoint technology allows you to create complex selections easily. It's probably easiest to understand by adding a control point to this image and using it to select the red flower on the wall. After adding a control point, I'll position its centre on one of the red petals. To see what's being selected, we can toggle on the mask view by clicking the icon in the local adjustments list. This shows the area of the image being selected in white so that we know that any adjustments will only affect those areas. Viewpoint technology works by sampling the pixels at the centre of the control point and then selecting similar pixels based on their tone and colour. But there are a few things that make this technology special. The first is that it's designed to blend any adjustments we make with the rest of the image to produce a natural look. Even with an extreme adjustment like changing the hue of these flowers, the results look believable. Next, the selection is interactive. You can see this when I move the control point over the centre of the flower. The other special feature is that we have control over the accuracy of the selection using the luminance, chrominance and diffusion sliders. Their effect is easiest to see if I turn on the mask view again. When I move the luminance slider left, I select more of the yellow pixels in the image because I'm selecting a wider luminance range. The chrominance slider works the same way, but by matching colours. If I move this to the right, the range of yellow pixels selected narrows. Then we have the diffusion slider, which controls the feathering around the edge of the control point. The default is 100, which produces a soft feathered edge and is better for blending adjustments. Reduce this to 0 and we see a harder edge, which is more precise. If I turn off the mask view, you can see how this affects the yellow areas of the image. The viewpoint technology makes selective adjustments easy in the Nik Collection, and it's the perfect companion to AI. Let's use a control point to select the yellow flowers on the back of the bike. We can then adjust the selection to give the flowers more impact. Unfortunately, the control point is affecting the surrounding areas, and so it's difficult to separate the flowers from the other areas. But if we return to Photoshop, we can now use its AI feature to select the subject in the image. I can then convert the AI selection to a mask and separate the flowers and the rest of the image. So far, we've only used a round control point to select an area of the image, but we can also change it to be an oval shape using the handles around the edge. It can then be rotated by clicking and dragging next to the handles using the mouse. The Nik Collection has other selection tools that use viewpoint technology, and each has its strengths. The control line is a good choice when you want to create a selection around a large area of an image. It also has a sample tool we can use to select an area with colours and tones similar to those that we want to adjust. We can then control the sensitivity of the selection to light and colour. New to the Nik Collection 7 is the polygonal selection. This is perfect for selecting around larger shapes where a control point isn't accurate enough. We can use it to add points around an object, with a straight line being drawn between each point. The selection is completed when we click on the starting point again. Like with the other viewpoint selection tools, we have a sample point to pick the tones and colours to select. We can then check the accuracy using the mask view. If there are any areas that we need to improve, we can reposition the polygonal points with the mouse. We can even add new points to refine the shape of the selection. Another selection tool that's new to the Nik Collection 7 is the luminosity mask. We can use this to select areas across the image based on their brightness. I just select to add a luminosity mask and then click on the point in the image to sample. We then see a luminance strip showing the tones I selected, and we can view the selection mask like with the other tools. I can then move the controls on the strip to select a different luminance range, or drag the sample point to a new location with the mouse, or even click the zones along the top of the strip to change the selection. Now you're ready to express all your creativity with the Nik Collection 7 tools. If you have any questions, feel free to visit our website nikcollection.dxo.com.